Hello, my name's Bear.
Hi.
Hola. I'm Corey. I play the bass.
I'm Aaron and I play the drums. The cameras are over there.
Alright, that concludes my questions.
Sweet.
Alright, thanks.
Awesome. That's good. Can you explain, if you could, the meaning or kind of background to the name Minus the Bear?
Man.
It all goes back to mythical times.
This is on the internet, right?
Yeah.
You can find the answer out on the internet.
Really?
That's all we'll tell you.
We'll leave it at that.
So cryptic.
It goes back to the days of Jesus Christ.
Who?
Noah.
Who?
The devil.
How do you guys form?
We were... I'll be serious for a second, okay? We were all in other bands and had just kind of all played shows together and known each other from being around town. And eventually Dave and Corey had met and started hanging out and started talking about doing a band together. And then they asked me to play the drums and I said no. And then I said yes. And then Matt Bayless, who used to be in our band, had recorded all of our other bands, and so he was like, I wanted to be in a band as well. So the four of us started writing some music, and Jake, our singer, was probably closest to me at that point, and basically just told me that he was going to start singing in our band. And so that happened, and then we started writing songs with Jake as well.
This tour is pretty interesting as far as being a kind of cross-genre tour. How did you guys get involved with that? How did that come about?
Well, I mean, we picked all the bands that we wanted, to go on tour and that were available. I think POS actually contacted us.
His agent contacted
his agent.
His people
right,
called
his people called our people.
Yeah.
All of them had been friends. I mean, we had a connection with POS just because he's from Minneapolis, and Aaron's band that he started a long time ago, Kill Sadie, which I also played in the end. Like, POS had used samples from them, and so there was a connection there. And we've known the Velveteen forever in the Russian circles. We just met, so it just all kind of worked out, and it's been awesome.
Okay, so like, how do you find the, I guess, because you draw different crowds, how do you find the reaction of other fans to your music?
I don't know. I mean, things just seem to be going pretty well in general for everyone. I mean, everyone has a pretty damn good crowd response, it seems like, every night.
Yeah.
And it was a little weird at first, and we were a little... I don't know. It's funny because Steph, who is POS, has like definitely been like, oh, these indie rock kids might hate me or whatever. But I never even thought of that, about like that, oh, some of these kids might not like rap music. It just seems like something that, like, listening to it, just that like everyone would like, it's his music's really good, and I never really thought. I mean, I knew it was an awesome and diverse bill, but I never really was worried about whether it would work or not until the first few shows, and then it works really well. It's a fun-filled evening here on this
I think
tour.
a lot of people are like turned on by a lot of the bands that they hadn't heard before.
Turned on sexually.
Just everybody.
I've heard this this phrase math rock kind of thrown around as far as a description of your band. How do you feel about that particular, I guess, genre tag, or, I mean, what are your feelings on that?
Well, we're not math rock. I mean, it's not like we have technically insane things going on, right? Like we pretty much play.
Count to 4.
Yeah, I mean, it's not. I mean, I think. Yeah, I don't know. It's not. That's all I'll say about it.
Those are someone else's words.
Yeah.
True. Is there any genre that you might feel kind of offended by if you were to...
I don't know. I mean, there's obvious. Like, if someone's like, "Oh, there's a polka band," like I wouldn't be offended by it, but I'd be like, "You're an idiot."
Is there any kind of backstory as far as just kind of like naming songs, and they seem pretty off the wall and kind of random, but
Nope.
I like
pretty
how
awesome.
just go.
Nope.
Nope.
What about themes for your songs and/or albums?
Lyrically, I don't know. I don't write lyrics. No, I don't know. Jake has a very, a style that he writes in. He's an English major, and he has a. Should I leave? I mean, you're right there. That's the weird thing.
I wanted to grow up.
Get out of here. No, he just, he has a very particular kind of style of writing, and He always has. I mean, I was a huge fan of his old band and his writing in that band, which was one of the main reasons I wanted him to be in the band. He's been trying to break out of a lot of his habits as far as lyrically goes and stuff, but I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, he can write a good little story that people can relate to, or wish they could relate to, or wish they hadn't related to.
I think a lot of people. I mean, a lot of people think that he's like writing about himself or us or whatever, but I mean, it's just stories that he's telling about. Some people doing some things, Yeah.
As far as future plans, what do you guys have in store? Because I know you guys came out with an album in 2005. Have you been working on an album while you've been on the road?
We have a remix record that's coming out February 22nd, I think.
Yep.
That's just Minnesota, so completely remixed. And then we start recording February 1st for a new record, which will be out in August. I mean, if all goes well, it should be out in August of next year.
What are your feelings on MySpace and just kind of like how has that helped you? Well, I mean, it's obviously kind of helped you in a way, but what are your feelings towards that particular site and or how it promotes bands and that kind of thing?
MySpace?
I don't know what that is.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I think it's good. It's great. It's a great way for bands to get free promotion and like. It's definitely like it's crazy. It's it's insane.
It's bizarre. I mean, it's
this
weird.
Whole internet thing.
I mean, it's weird that it's not weird, but it's crazy to think like when we were growing up and like listening to music, we had to like mail order 7 inches and stuff, and like you'd send off $2 or $3, and like 6 weeks later you'd get a little 7-inch for 2 songs.
Yeah, if you're lucky.
Yeah, and then like that was how you found out about bands, and like zines and stuff. But now like
you read Heart Attack.
Read Heart Attack and like Maximum Rock and Roll,
and
but it was kind of cool too.
Teen Beat, Tiger Beat.
Yes.
Yeah.
But now you can just like click on like if you even like hear a whisper of a band name, you can go on and find it, which I think is kind of cool because people can find it, but it's also weird.
I think that a lot of people have heard us via MySpace.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then illegally downloaded the record.
How do you feel about how music videos kind of changed music in the same way that MySpace has, in that it's exposing like how music used to be a regional kind of thing, where you have like a southern sound, an English sound, but now everybody has access to all different parts of the world, and can just easily look up Seattle area and like, oh man, I really like that. How do you feel about the music video kind of pushing that limit and kind of taking away the regional boundaries?
All of a sudden in a whole lot more people's hands, so that's cool because there's a lot more exposure possibility for it. I mean,
it's fun.
It's not like
fun when a music video is like cool.
The Ukraine to listen to us.
Everyone wants the Ukraine listening to us.
I'm just talking about everybody. It's not like I'm going to say, whoa.
I think it's pretty. It's cool. It's a really great way for some bands to like, express artistic stuff differently than just playing the guitars or whatever, And then I also think that it's really fucking awful sometimes.
I only have like a couple more questions. I've only got a couple more answers. Why are you guys so good?
1, 2, yep.
I'm just wondering.
Drugs. No, we're not good.
We work hard.
We certainly work hard.
If that makes us good, then that's cool.
Well, lastly, is there anything that you want to say to any of your fans?
What's up, Luke? Oh. I was talking to him, but fans, thanks.
Or anyone in this room, I mean.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
I mean, man and woman.
Men and women.
Yeah, thank you.
Women folk and men folk. Thanks. Thank you. Good night.